Something else I find really interesting as well is that, we're talking here about there are some organizations that obviously do go through a process of checking the integrity and the security of the suppliers that they're working with. One of the things that really surprises me is how rarely that question's even asked. So, and I find this really surprising. So obviously, my day job when I'm not doing CISO Talks is, I'm the CEO of a security vendor, and we've put a huge amount of effort and time into making sure that we're developing everything we do with security in mind, right? And I kind of get frustrated because I'm thinking we should be asked about this every time. Every organization approaches us should be saying to us, like, tell us about your processes, tell us about your policies. How do you ensure that what you're delivering is secure? And we don't. We don't. I think only probably 1 in 10 of all organizations that ultimately buy our solutions even ask that question. And I think that everybody should be asking us. So I think we need to try and raise awareness just generally that you should be holding your suppliers and your vendors to account. Anybody that is having their technology installed within your environment or has access to your environment, hold them to account before you even buy it. I think that's important.
I think so. And again, I think in the regulated industries, we tend to
it's better
to do that better.
Yeah.
And any security program needs to be risk-based.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do know that it's one of those frustrating things in that this is not a new problem.
It's not a new problem.
It's been going on for a long time. I'm hoping that we can take the recent lessons learned and really move the ball forward.
Yeah. I think the good thing about the whole incident is it has brought the conversation to the forefront. As you say, like what happened to SolarWinds wasn't new. It just made the news, and a bit more than that. I know it was quite a very serious incident, but it made the news. And I think that now it means that there are going to be a lot of editors, journalists, and people in the media that are going to be eager to find similar stories to help run that theme as well. And I think that that's a good thing, because I think that we need to start this to get in deep into this conversation, and we need to highlight the fact that this is a big problem, or it could become a very big problem if we don't start thinking about who we're bringing into our organizations, what technology we're bringing into our organizations, because it does present a significant risk. And we've been talking about this for years. I mean, I remember, I'm going back even 10, 12 years back now. I remember having these kind of conversations 10 or 12 years back, but it's always been one of these things that's sort of gone, yeah, we really should get around to doing that, but never happens. And I think it needs a little bit of pain to create some change. And hopefully this will be the catalyst we need to make that happen. I think that we are seeing a bit of a trend of it obviously happening more, or maybe it's making the news more, but I think it's a good thing. It's starting a conversation that needs to be had at a level that we need it to be had at as well.
Well, I think so. And, and again, I want to say that there are some companies out there really doing the right thing.
I sure think.
I've been in the profession for a long time, and I can remember where, I never would have equated Microsoft with cybersecurity. I mean, the two just seem to be alien, right? But Microsoft has really done a good job in rebuilding that and making sure that they're very responsible in disclosure. They they put a lot into the integrity of their products, but they also stand up and release fixes to issues that are identified. They're getting a lot more proactive, and I think we've got a strong partnership with Microsoft in the NTSC, and they're going that route because they want to be part of the solution. So that's an example, and other companies are too. I'm just calling that out because they've done such a transformation.
They have. I think it's really, and I think that's it definitely isn't doom and gloom. I think that actually we are getting a lot better at holding people to account. We are doing a better job of it. It has improved, and I think that what's happened recently will improve it even further. I think that we are, and I think that's a positive thing. Yeah, definitely agree. And I agree when you think about where Microsoft are today versus, I mean, even sort of 4 or 5 years ago, it's pretty dramatic. The way in which they address the problems and the way in which they think about security, it's not an afterthought quite so much. Yeah, it's really positive.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Well, I do, and I think that pressure brings others into the fold too. It's kind of, they're doing it, we need to do it too.
Yeah,
and I think Amazon is paying a lot of attention to its cloud product, understanding the security aspects.
Yeah.
Can they do more? Certainly, but
they've got a bit further to go, in my view. I think they've done. Yeah, they have good. I think that they didn't know what they didn't know at the beginning, and I think now that there's a few gaps they've got to fill. I see a lot. That's going to be a real problem if they don't improve their pace in the next sort of couple of years. Really, I think that is going to be quite a problem for them. But it's quite interesting. Yeah. Really interesting.